what happened to this car? This was the car that started my YouTube channel, started everything that I was doing, and then it died a death. It's not been on the channel for 2-3 years. The engine has been taken out of the car and is now back here. And all I will say on the matter is, a person I once considered a friend, I'm no longer friends with due to many things that have happened. I don't wish to really get involved in explaining it, but all I'm going to say is I made an error promoting this guy to do this engine, and I did what any friend would do. I was helping him grow a little business in building engines, documenting how he did it, hopefully to get him up to where he wanted to be. And there was two sides of the story. My end of the deal was I would promote the guy and he would build me the engine at a labour-free cost. And what transpired towards the end is just simply not the case. But if we rewind back to February 2024, we started to take the engine out, and I'll tell you the reason for this once it's in the back of the car. For a bit of background, the engine had covered roughly 450 miles before we decided to pull it. It passed the running in process, but there was a slight issue, something which I classed at the time as a teething problem. I'm not going to lie, that was an absolute swine to get out. We've had to kind of cheat because the top ball joint on the driver's side will not split at all. We've actually broken a ball joint splitter. I've been out and bought another one that's a fork, still won't move. So we've had to kind of undo that one, shimmy it over as we're lifting it up and pop the other drive shaft out the bottom, which we're now clear of. So the other thing I need to do before this comes out, a rookie error, is if you don't disconnect the speedo cable, you'll stretch it and snap it. So we're going to undo that now, and I'm going to slowly hoist it up and get it out of the way, and then put the car back on its wheels, as I think, in true Mancunian style, it's going to piss down. Surgery complete, engineless. Also, that has to be the toughest ball joint I've ever seen in my life. In fact, it's so tough, it's actually crushed the nut. I've swung, smacked, sweared, battered, kicked, every swear word under the sun, and it still will not come off. But fortunately, I was able to do a bit of waving around to get the engine out and the drive shaft out. That's a job we will have to come back to once the engine is ready to go back in the car. So for now, let's load it into the truck. Now that the engine's loaded and we're on our way to Solihull, we might as well get into why the engine has had to be pulled from the Classic Mini. And before I do, I just want to say this is nobody's fault. It was more than expected when we've tried to squeeze every last little bit of power out of an engine that is nearly 40 years old. So, what is the issue? Well, when I drove the car, when I was running the engine in, I've done around 500 miles in it, it started to present an oil leak. Now, from what I've gathered, I think the oil leak is coming from where the gearbox bolts onto the block. Now, the issue with that is, it means the engine's got to come out and the gearbox has to be separated from the block to replace the gasket. And that's what I think's happened. I think the gasket seal has failed, and once they get wet, because they're only cardboard, they're basically ruined and have to be replaced. What would take me 1, maybe 2, possibly even 4 weeks to do the job with very little confidence being the first attempt, I thought, you know what, give it back to the wizard, give it back to the expert and let him sort it. Hopefully before all the nice weather disappears, because last year was so wet. I'm looking forward to a bit of sunshine and a few drives in the Classic Mini. We should probably discuss the plans for the Classic Mini as well. I'm not gonna lie, I have come very, very close to selling the car. A few months back, I got offered a large sum of money for the car, and in hindsight, I should have took it. Now, obviously I wouldn't sell the car with the issue, but if that offer is still on the table, then there is a very big chance that I might part ways with it. And I know that's a bit controversial to this channel because it certainly started out restoring this Classic Mini, but the money that I would get from that would allow me to go and move on to buy another one of my automotive dreams, that being a Ford Escort RS 2000. Now don't get me wrong, the money that I was offered wouldn't buy that car outright, but it would certainly be a large chunk towards it. So I'm in two minds whether to keep it. Now, I go through this a lot, and I'm sure you guys do too, as classic car owners, or even just like hobby car owners. You know, if you've got a car that you're really enthusiastic about and you're passionate about, they're very hard to get rid of. But all it takes is a bit of bad weather where you can't get out in the car anymore. And let's face it, we've had tons of bad weather in the UK recently. And you kind of distance yourself from the car and think, well, I've not used it for 18 months, so do I still need it? But I know the second we get this engine back in this car and I take it out on the B roads for a bash, I know for a fact I'm not going to want to sell it. But when I put it away for the winter, those thoughts are going to come back of, if you sold this, you could get that. So let me know if you guys have felt that too. Another thing I've been thinking about doing with the Classic Mini is doing a video revealing how much the car cost to restore. And if that's something that you want to see, please do let me know in the comments, because I have multiple messages on a monthly basis where people are saying, how much did it cost? How much should it cost? You know, would you mind telling me roughly what you spent? And I get asked at shows all the time. Now, up until the engine build, I knew what the car cost, and I never disclosed it because it gives off the wrong impression. If I told people how much this car cost, they would be like, oh, it's ridiculous, you know, what a waste. Or some people would be like, I can't believe it. And it brings on a negative response. But I do understand why people want to know. And if I do reveal the cost, you all need to bear in mind that I restored this car 5 years ago, albeit the engine build was 2 years after that. I did do the main restoration works 5 years ago, so things now are going to be more expensive. So that was 2024, and the engine was left with the builder to rectify the issue, but now we need to fast forward to July 2025. I kind of have to say that if I'd have known things were going to turn out the way they did, I wouldn't have promoted him, which is a horrible thing for me to say, because I want all my friends to succeed. I want them to do things they love and expand their own little businesses. But this is the problem when you go into a deal that is mutually agreed and expectations change. People think they can just, you know, I don't know how to describe it. There is so much I want to say, but I don't want it to get into a match. But all I'm going to say is, since collecting this engine, I have taken quite a lot of flack. And I've been very quiet about it. I've not said anything about it other than to close friends because they know. I've not been public about it. I'm gutted, to be honest with you. I'm absolutely gutted the way this all worked out. I had a friend who was very knowledgeable about all this stuff, and it just got to the point where liberties were being taken, and yeah, we're here now, and he will have his side of the story. And it's a very warped version of it. I can say that, other people can say that. The amount of people that have reached out to me. I didn't want to make this video, but I've got to bring this car back to the channel, and I can't just bring it back to the channel 3 years after I finish restoring it and then be like, oh, I've just been lazy, because that isn't the case. This car is something that started the channel, and I want it to finish the channel, and I want it to be with me all the way through my automotive career. And at the minute, it's not usable. So in the next episode, I'm going to put the engine in the car, and yeah, fingers crossed it works. Fingers crossed the issues we had previously with the oil leak, hopefully all that's gone away. I've also got another overhaul for the interior, which is courtesy of Optimise Automotive, so we'll get onto that after the engine build. But in the meantime, make sure you do everything in style, and I'll see you soon. If you've not watched this channel since the Mini restoration, consider checking out my latest videos. Don't forget to drop us a comment and also give us a thumbs up. Cheers.